Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your general tarot reading for May. So this is going to be tarot only. We're not going to be doing any astrology in this one. Save those for next time. So we just really wanted to do a straight energy poll. We're going to be starting with the Lenormand deck. Okay, and then we're just going to go to good old Rider-Waite, the good old Rider-Waite tarot. Going old school. Going old school for the general May readings. I don't know why, I just felt called to do that. Let's pull a couple of cards here. Ring, very nice, beautiful. Future, beautiful. We got the Labyrinth and Clover. Ooh, Clover. Looks good so far, my friends. So let's get right into pulling the Rider-Waite, and then we'll talk about the Lenormand. I hope you guys are doing well today. And these are going to just be general energies throughout the month of May. You guys know I do break each week down, incorporating the astrology in that way. Let's see what we get just from sheer energy pulls. Lenormand is not a tarot and it's not an oracle. It's a different system. I find it to be very, very powerful. So let's see what we get and how we can connect. Okay. It's going to pull a line straight across, and then we're going to pull qualifiers. All right, so I'll just keep those here. So let's get right into the ring energy, okay? So the ring is, this is really about, it's good luck coming in, right? I mean, the ring is a symbol of commitment and can speak of a contract being drawn between two people or a business partner. This can certainly indicate some sort of commitment made between partners. Between two partners, but really beautiful. This is a very benefic energy. So I do like this. And let's go to the Labyrinth, okay? This is the future, but let's talk about the future first. Here with the Labyrinth, when you think you've done everything you can and you hit a wall and you have to start again, this is the Labyrinth energy, right? But this keeps you going, right, through trial and error to the end, and knowing that there are no real shortcuts here. There just aren't. This is an important card, so I wanted to address this even before the foundation. This energy is about making your way through a confusing stream of events, right? Often by trial and error, right? Just, throwing however much you can against the wall and seeing what ends up sticking. So you may have goals and destinations that you really want to reach, but getting there may prove to be more difficult than you expected. And the road isn't really going to be a direct one, right? It's going to have some twists and turns no matter how much you plan and you try to strategize right now. But at some point you're going to have to face the inevitable mistakes, right? That you're going to have to just address. Be prepared for a couple of false turns, dead ends. That is the Labyrinth energy, right? And you may even be in a space of needing to retrace your steps, take a different way towards something having to do with career, maybe needing to revisit something in that relationship or even in that friendship. But, sometimes, guys, there's just no simple direct path, right? So it really does require this regrouping and starting again, right? And recognizing this is not a failure. This is just really being pushed to do something differently, right? And it's all part of the process. And even when you feel like you're starting back at square one, you're going to be able to begin again with new information and more knowledge of the landscape of whatever it is, right? I am getting a very heavy career vibe here, but again, this could certainly have to do with relationship as well. Now, this energy can also mean like a puzzle or a problem that you're dealing with that's going to require very rational deduction to solve, and there are no easy answers or shortcuts here, right? The thing to keep in mind here, though, is narrow-minded thinking is not going to be your friend right now, as that's going to only prevent you from seeing the larger picture. So you should just take notice that this card also, there's a couple of people in it, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about more than one person, and that's a pretty important point, I think, to reference, right, about this. So this is a mention that you're not going down this road alone. Whatever you're dealing with, others are facing the same challenges and may be able to help you work out some sort of solution, right? So it's, again, very heavy career vibe here. So this can also illustrate your frustrations attempting to connect with others, right? Like something's keeping you separate from people or goals. So we could say that, and then we could just say quarantine, right? That could certainly be it. But it's, could be something else as well. It's going to be different for each of you. But now is not the time to turn your back on other people in your life, okay? as you figure out what your next move is, try not to just think about how, you can get ahead as an individual, but kind of like as a collective within your life. So, what's best for your family, what's best for the relationship, what's best, overall, because the foundation here is so, so positive. We have the clover, which is all about luck and happiness. I mean, this energy makes things better by turning difficulties into opportunities, right? So that's why I wanted to mention the labyrinth before, deal with the challenging energy and then bring out like what's really great about the foundation of all of this. I like this. Difficulties into opportunities. This is letting you know that any challenges or snafus dealt with right now are going to end up with beautiful surprises and like just beautiful surprising turn of events. Let's just say that. So I do like that. So things are lots of shifts going on here, but in a good way. This might be a little challenging, but again, like none of it is this is definitely an energy where it's just about getting you to where you need to be. And it's just about respecting and understanding the process, regardless of how frustrated you are in the moment. We have a 3 of Swords energy starting off. And in the reverse, it's much more positive than in the upright. This is the card of pain. It is Saturn in Libra. Now, I'm going to connect this to career as well as to relationship. Saturn in Libra. Saturn is about restriction, right? It's about karma. It's about slow. It's holding back, right? And Libra is about what's fair. Libra rules relationships. It's a 7th house of relationship. But Libra is also ruled by Venus, which is a connection to money. It's one of the money planets, as well as relationships and self-esteem. So what I'm getting here is there was some sort of imbalance or something very painful, something very Saturnian, okay, that ended up creating there some sort of, I'm not only going to say pain, but almost like where, not that you felt deceived, but you felt just very disrespected in some way. Now, the 3 of Swords can have to do with a third-party situation, but it certainly doesn't have to be. It's any external situation outside of who it is that you're dealing with. So this could certainly have to do with a job, right? So this, because it's the card of pain, this could be you were very happy in your job and then COVID hit the scene, and that's the 3rd sword, and you were put in a position where you got furloughed, you got laid off, or you're working differently and you're not happy anymore. It could certainly be that if it has to do with career. This could have to do with somebody, your boss taking, giving somebody else an increase in salary or position over you, and you feel like you're more deserving, and that's very painful. If this has to do with relationship, this could be a third-party situation. It could be your partner being highly irresponsible with money, throwing you under the bus when it comes to a family situation. It could be anything like that. This could also be a family member that was very hurtful towards you, right? But there's this pain, there's this idea of pain, and then we have this quick forward movement. This is one of the most positive cards in the deck, by the way, the 8 of Wands. It is. This is Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by the great benefic of Jupiter, which is about luck and expansion. Sagittarius is about forward movement. Mercury is about communication. So whatever happened here to cause the pain, there is a lot of communication coming in. This is quick communication, email, text message, phone call. It's very fast. Like the 3 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, these are very fast energies of forward movement. Very fast. So some sort of messages, and the messages that come in are good. They're positive messages. Some sort of positive message is going to be coming in. So this could be getting information about a job. You could be hearing back about a new job. You could be hearing back from the job that you were in, but it being very good news. If this has to do with a relationship, there being a lot of pain, a painful misunderstanding within a connection, and then the communication coming in so that you guys could talk about it. But this is like really, really good. It's starting off painful, but I like the clarification ends up telling me that it's okay, and then we end up in the 6 of Wands in the next space. This is about respect, getting respect, having success, right? This is recognizing, I've been through a lot, right? The guy just came back from war in this card, right? So it's like, I've been through a lot, and everybody's like, yeah, go you, in the town, right? So they're paying their respects, and he feels very successful because he made it through something in a successful way, and he's just really ready to move forward, right? It's a Jupiter and Leo energy. So the Leo is like, look at me, Leo's front and center, and this is about having made it through a challenging time, but now having the blessings of Jupiter to move forward. So really nice there. We have the Knight of Swords, somebody coming in and slicing up the truth, right? Yeah, Taurus and Gemini energy. So there's some sort of truth revealing itself, having to do with money, with relationship. It could be both, right? But now, if this is a person coming in to deliver this message, because swords are words and truth, right? And it's coming in quick. There's a quickness about this, right? So this is if it's a person. If it's not a person and it's more of a situation, there's a quick realization of something that needs addressing in the relationship or in this career, right? And I don't see it as being in any way a negative. The only thing is any sort of the sword energy is very sharp, obviously, right? Swords, but it's Gemini energy. It's also Virgo, right? Because it's a Mercury energy, because Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. But there could be this space where there is this needing to stroke egos. You could be dealing with somebody who's maybe hasn't been like extremely responsible, and they really don't want to own up to it. This could be in relationship. This could even be in the workspace where you weren't happy about how somebody was handling something, but the communication happens, which is the important part. The communication happens. So this could very easily be connected to the Three of Swords reversed when we have a new beginning. Beautiful. So this is a new relationship, a new cycle in a relationship, or a new job. Take your pick. It's a brand new beginning in the heart space. And our heart space, it's Venus. And anything that we love what we want to love what we do for work. We love relationships. We want to love ourselves. Anything that has to do with love, really nice. But then I see your Two of Swords in the reverse, so you're cross purposes with yourself or with another person about a path that you want to choose. And what is it that's going to bring you where you really want to go? Because this is a Mars and Aries energy. So when Mars rules Aries, and Aries is all about a fresh perspective, feeling super confident and pushing yourself on this fresh initiative, this new path. But in reverse, it tells me that you have hesitation about it. Now, you could be having fear, you could be having hesitation because you feel like you don't know all the information. Absolutely. If this has to do with a relationship, you're offered this new beginning, but you're like, I don't know, should I do it? I'm just really not sure. I don't know, but you want to get in touch with that, right? Right? So you just want to really kind of get in touch with this idea, right? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? It's Moon in Libra. Did I say Mars and Aries? I meant, I apologize if I did. I'm just like reflecting on myself. This is a Moon in Libra, right? Libra is all about relationships, but because it's ruled by Venus, it has to do with our connection to money, which can have to do with our career as well as relationship and self-esteem. But in the same way, it really is about which path, which truth do I move forward with. So we have the beautiful honeymoon energy, Four of Wands, firm foundation, beautiful. It's about a strong foundation, very benefic energy for work, for relationship. This is getting into a space where it's like, all right, you know what? This is going to work out just fine. And now we could build from here. Let's just build from here. Lots of passion, fire in your belly, beautiful. Lots of energy here, Venus and Aries. Yeah. That's probably where I was getting the Aries energy from. But this is, Venus and Aries. Aries is this new path. Venus, this could very well have to do with connection to money, right? So a new job, new path and a new job, beautiful. New path and a new relationship, beautiful. Four of Cups in reverse. This is a silly energy, I kind of feel like. It's a checklist energy, and you could see he's kind of young, right? He's supposed to be a kid. Kind of a young energy, a little immature. I'm not calling you immature, I'm just saying it's an immature perspective where you're recognizing, and it's typically done out of fear, to be very honest with you, A, B, and C of why something won't work, can't work, won't work, can't work, whatever it is. And it's that kind of space that you get into where you start identifying flaws in something out of fear. So you must want to troubleshoot the negativity before the negativity can happen to you. Do you know what I mean? That's what the energy here is. There's a restlessness here. For some of you, this could even be an absolute boredom, having to do with a job, having to do with a relationship. And I know that sounds really harsh, but that is the energy of this card. And in the reverse, it's the same thing as in the upright. It's just more extreme of getting, really identifying what doesn't work for you within a relationship, but in the same way, or in a career, but in the same way, this really does require you to get underneath that. The advice here is to get underneath that. Why are you feeling like that? Like if you're saying that they don't communicate with you enough, or they don't call you, let's say they don't call you enough. Let's say it's with a relationship, mundane example. And they think they do, but you're like, no, I need you to call me more. You have to get underneath that. Why do you feel like they need to call you more? Is it because you don't trust them? Is it because somebody in the past hurt you and you feel to be, you want to feel more secure in the situation? Chances are you're not feeling like that, Sagittarius. You may be on the other end because you guys really do require your freedom, your autonomy in a relationship, right? So you can be in this space of maybe feeling a little too closed in, a little too like, why do I have to, you're feeling very restricted in some way, I feel like, if that makes sense, is how I'm connecting that to your archetype, right? This restlessness, this boredom, right? That happens with Sagittarius, because you guys are the travelers of the zodiac. You just are. I mean, you guys always have a bag packed at the door, you're lucky in that way. Always ready to fly. And then we have the High Priestess reverse. I like the High Priestess reverse because this is a moon energy, and I like the moon reverse because that means whatever you're doing in private and thinking in private and feeling in private, even the things that you don't want to admit to yourself, you're being forced to look at. So I think there's nothing but healthy on the other side of that. And whatever's rising to the surface is making you feel very pensive and you're pressing the pause button. You might be feeling very, very tired right now, Sagittarius, even though if we're in quarantine. It's almost like something's draining you, right? And we could get drained from emotional stress and emotional burdens, right? So if you're concerned about money or that relationship, it could be quite draining for you. So this is you taking a time out and you just really doing some solid thinking. Now, what I like about this is Jupiter and Libra. I like this. Jupiter is a benefic energy. It's about forward movement. It's about having luck and expansion. Libra is the house of relationship. So this is about learning from the past, having to do with relationship and doing things better and differently moving forward. So I really like that for those of you in a relationship. And in having to do with the job, it's the same idea because Libra is ruled by Venus, which is connected to money. So it's getting really honest with yourself about what it is that you've done, where you are now, where you want to go, really getting in touch with the deepest recesses of yourself, what your truth is. What do you really want for yourself? And allowing this time to really get to the bottom of that. And many of you are going to decide to make changes. And there comes the labyrinth energy. And it's still going to be really, really good. Those of you who are trying to work towards something, particularly something new, just understand that hitting walls and stuff, it's all part of the process. It really is, but it's so good. It's so good. So that having to do with career, if you're changing directions, if you're making a little shift in your trajectory, it's going to go really well. It might not happen overnight. You're going to hit a couple of walls on the way, but it's all really good. And you're not going to be alone in this energy. If this has to do with relationship, it's not a matter of saying, okay, the past is the past and now is now and this is what we're going to do and all of that. No, this is about putting the work in and understanding that relationships take work and that just because you hit a couple of walls and things don't roll out smoothly doesn't mean that the relationship doesn't have value, because this relationship has a lot of value. Just keep at it and you're going to get to exactly where you want to be. Beautiful, beautiful reading. I really like it for you, Sag. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.